Have going on here. Okay, so as soon as I receive broadcast message 3, I'm going to put an if then else statement. I'm going to go into control over here and use this if then else. Okay, if something equals something, then do switch costume and equals I'm doing great. Else we'll say I've had better days. And we'll even do a switch costume this way. I don't know. What was his costume number 2? Costume B? I don't know what costume B is, but that's the way we'll do it. Okay, so what we need to do here is in between when he thinks, we need to fill in this diamond part right here. So if we go to operators, we see that there are some blocks in here that are conditional statements, right? There's a greater than, there's an equals, and then there's a less than. Less than equals greater than, okay? So we're going to check for a condition. If something is equal to something else, then say I'm great. Else, say I've had better days. So we need to now fill in this thing right here. And how do we do that? Well, we have another option over here, sensing. And with that, it's ask, okay? So we are going to remove this think block, and now we are going to use a blue block that says ask, okay? And it's going to say, how are you? Question mark. Yeah, Y or N. Okay? If the answer is equal to Y, then do this. If the answer is equal to N, then do this. Now that we have that input from the user, because basically what's going to happen here is it's going to allow the user to type something in using the keyboard. Or makey. Okay, so if I say yes, Y, it's going to store that answer somewhere. If we don't have a condition, it's not going to do anything. So where does that answer get stored? In this bubble right here. Okay, we can now put this anywhere, and that answer that we put in is now stored in here. If the answer the user put in is equal to Y, then switch the costume and say I'm great. If it's not equal to Y, then it's going to do this other thing. So if I make this block happen, how are you? Yes or no. If I type in Y and then hit an enter sign, it's going to do this top condition. If I put anything else in this block, J, it's going to switch the costume and say I had better days. Make sense? So that answer is changeable as well. If I decide to do another ask statement over here, what is your name? And I decide to put T, okay, and then I separate this, it's going to automatically change that block, okay? So you can have multiple answers or multiple questions, and it's going to change what's in the answer every single time. Say the answer for 2 seconds. We can then put the answer block into there, and it will say whatever that answer is. So if I have it, right now it's just saying J, because that's what the last thing I was in here. So if I do this thing, L, it's going to say L, right? If I do this again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's still going to repeat what's in here. So you can put that answer into a bunch of different things. Now, there's other operators in here. We can also put double conditions. So if the answer equals Y and it meets some other condition, then we can have it go through the if-then statement. So this can get pretty deep. And you're like, oh my God. Okay. we have just a regular if-then, and we have the if-then-else. If it does not meet that criteria, it will just continue on down here. Cool? After it meets the criteria with the if-then-else, it still is going to continue down here. So then, after we do that, we can do a broadcast message for. Now over on the sprite side, for sprite number 1, when I receive message 4, I will, I don't know, have him switch costume to 2 forever. Hello. Hello. How was your day? It says, how are you? If my answer is yes, I'm great. He moves on. Oh, he didn't constantly switch. I need to do this so that it does better. There we go. Cool?